They're gonna be like, you're not Nikki.
I know. Who is this person?
Who is this? It's a trick.
Oh, we're live.
We're live, but I forgot to put a comment. So now I'm gonna get up close.
That's okay.
And personal. Hey, Jules. Interview with Aline Motta.
What are you thinking? You excited for the live? He's like, no. Just don't bother.
Hey. Wait, are you doing it from that account, Aline? Brazilian dog. Just pinning in a comment. Don't mind my big old face in the way. Dog nutritionist. Post. Ah, there she is. You got 2 accounts going. Oh, I forgot to play music again.
There's music.
And Alexa is not on.
Oh.
Oh, because of my internet.
Oh.
I lost my internet today, everybody. Hi, guys. Wow, so many people so early.
I love it. They felt my vibe.
Yeah, so, hey, new guest here, guys. I meant to say guys. This is Rachel.
Hey, guys.
And what's your account?
At Dude It's Finn, DOOD.
Yes, so she is from Austin,
Texas.
Yes, and she stopped by my house today because she's in town. So I was like, hey, let's just have a live with all the people. It'll be so awesome. And you work for, who do you work for?
I work for Bones & Co. Actually, I'm wearing a shirt. Raw dog food.
It's a raw dog food company. It's really awesome. So she's out here for work. Hey, there's Phoebe and Gunther.
Oh, hey.
You guys
are Austinite.
Yeah.
We need to get coffee. We need to get coffee when I get back in town.
She loves coffee.
Yes.
Oh, we love Bones & Co.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hello.
We got a rep right here in my house.
I love it.
Awesome. So we are going live today with not only awesome Rachel, but awesome Aline from Brazil. She's going to talk to us a little bit about dog food and what they do in Brazil and some nutrition stuff. So now I don't know how to get her live. Let me see. Let me click on her name. That's not working.
Oh, the 2 circles? The 2
Yeah,
faces?
thank you.
There you go.
Oh my god. You'd think I never do this.
Here we go.
Yes, this is her first live, guys.
Yes. Oh, look at that.
Here, bud.
How do you feel?
Sit down. No? You gonna sit there? Okay. Hi!
Hi.
Let me turn this up.
Hello. How are you?
doing?
Hello.
Good night there. What time is
Nice
it there
to meet
for
you.
everybody?
It's 10 p.m.
Here. 10 p.m. Damn. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us so late.
No problem. I sleep quite late.
Oh, yeah. Do you wake up late too?
Yes. Sometimes no, because sometimes I have appointments, so I can't wake up late, or sometimes I have to study. But normally I wake up at 8, which is good.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm just going to move my camera a little bit because you're not in the shot.
Sorry, I was about to tell you that the crazy one here was logged as with my personal profile.
Oh, yeah.
Then I realized, oh
what are
my
you
gosh,
doing?
wrong one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Where's Pancake?
Probably sleeping because she already had dinner.
Oh,
That's like me after I eat. I just go to sleep.
you're right. I know. These guys sleep all the time.
Let me see if she comes.
You see Laker, Aline?
We're all calling the dog.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. If you're just joining us, Rachel here. She
Hey, guys.
stopped by my house. which is
Randomly, we've
so
never
cool.
met before. in
No,
person.
never met before, and I told her to stick around to do a live. And we're also interviewing. We look like we're in the same
I
team.
know.
We're like wearing the white shirts, and we're interviewing Aline from Brazil. She is a dog nutritionist, so it's super, super cool.
I'm so excited.
So, Aline, do you want to tell everybody how we met? Hi, Pancake.
Hi, Rachel.
Smile. Hi.
She's so cute.
Oh.
I call her pancetta because what's the Brazilian word for pancake?
Sorry?
What's her name in Portuguese?
Panqueca.
Yeah. So I call her
Panqueca.
pancetta.
Pancake. I call her of many things. Pancake. I call her punks. I call her queca. I call her panqueca. So she knows that it's
bilingual.
about her.
I love it.
That's awesome. That's so great.
My other dog, I used to call him retarded, and he knows that.
Oh, no. Well,
That's awesome.
rest his soul.
Yeah.
Oh man. So do you want to tell everybody how we met? Actually.
Okay, we can tell people. It was quite interesting. It was all Rodney's fault. Because
we all know each other because it's all Rodney's fault.
okay. Do you want to tell people or should I
Yeah,
tell?
go for it. It's funny.
Okay, so I was inviting Rodney to come to Brazil, and I don't know why I said that he was my second favorite in the world, because the first one was Eddie Vedder, which is my secret lover.
Right. If you guys don't know, Eddie Vedder is the lead singer of Pearl Jam. So I'll give you a little context.
Oh yeah. So he was, who is Eddie Vedder? And I was, what? How do you say this? And he was, oh, now I know. And he Googled it. So he was like, I have a friend. She also likes Pearl Jam. You should talk to her. Maybe you can get something like, you go with her to backstage.
Right. Oh yeah, I'll get you there. Don't worry.
And I remember that I sent you a message. Oh, do you like Pearl Jam?
And so what you didn't say is that I said the exact same thing to Rodney maybe like a week after you did. I said he was my number 2 and Eddie Vedder was my number 1. And it was just so funny that we both said the same exact thing. So I think we're just meant to be.
Destiny.
Yes, exactly.
Let's tell people that we are soul sisters. We met in another life.
I think we've got a couple of little soul sister action going on now. That's awesome. So cool. What's your favorite Pearl Jam song?
Black.
Yes.
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
Black is my favorite song ever. It's not Pearl Jam song, like it's my favorite song.
Oh, is it? Have you ever seen it live? Did they play it when you were there?
Yeah.
That must have been a good moment. Pearl Jam was just down in Brazil a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was quite close to Eddie, but
But you see
couldn't
him at
show
nighttime
people.
anyway.
I know.
So.
Right?
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to show people that we are together, you know.
Oh, yes. Okay, enough about Pearl Jam, I guess. We'll have to do that on another account, not the dog one. So, for all the people who are here about dog stuff, let's talk about dogs.
Not Pearl Jam stuff.
I know. Lakers here, too.
Actually, I see that my husband is watching us, and
Well, hello,
I'm talking
Carlos.
about my secret lover here.
Carlos, don't worry. I got Eddie. It's okay. You know, nothing.
Yeah. When he got married, he already knew it.
Thumbs up.
That's right. Yeah. Thumbs up. I see it's yellow.
Yep, he's going to use thumbs up.
He's a Simpson.
Yeah.
With yellow thumb.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's talk about dogs. Ugh, let's get rid of the Eddie for now.
Camila is my friend. She also works with nutrition. She's watching us.
Oh, who?
Camila, Canutrivete.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
I love that we have both our people here right now.
Yeah, she's a
Had your sound going. We
veterinarian.
could have just
I know. Like, there's so much.
had all the phones going and everything. It's great. All right.
Hi.
So you are a dog we would call it a dog nutritionist, but what do you call it in Brazil?
Actually, dog nutritionist.
Wow, you're making me
Kidding,
so
kidding.
smart.
No, not. Let me explain.
Oh gosh.
What happens is that my graduation is called zootechnics.
Mhm.
I am a zootechnician here. which is kind of graduation that it was first created in Europe, in Paris, actually, in 1849, I guess. So 1968 it came to Brazil.
You were not born yet, right?
Oh, sorry, no, I wasn't.
What's your secret?
Just to let you know, I am 11 days older than Aline, and that's it. Really?
Actually, I
It's true.
created this graduation in 1849 or so.
That's cool. Okay, so you are a zoo technician, and you learned about what in high school?
So
Or
we
college.
learn about nutrition, we learn about genetics, nutrigenomics, we learn about how to deal with cattle. I think the course, which is quite similar there in the United States, it's animal science. So I'm a kind of animal scientist. And here we study a lot about nutrition of cattle, nutrition of cats, dogs, and everything. We study about everything, but we don't study about disease. We don't study about this clinical stuffs. We don't study about drugs like the veterinarians. So the veterinarians, they are focused on learning about disease and how to treat them. And we, zootechnicians, fur.
Dog hair? Total dog mom
Pancakes
moment.
fur.
Yup, dog mom moment. Oh my god, hilarious.
So,
Are you okay?
so yeah, now yes. She's gone. She was ashamed.
Oh,
So
God.
we studied. What was I saying? I forgot.
I forgot. The dog hair.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think I
they
was
studied
explaining
the-
what we study.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's about genetics, how to deal with these farm animals, you know, cattle. And hey, Laura, she's my daughter.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, my fake daughter.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah, she's
You didn't tell me
15.
something.
I love it.
She's my friend's daughter, but I consider her as a daughter.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you learned about all that stuff for cattle and for cows or for cats and dogs. So right now you focus on dogs, right?
Yes. Actually, cats and dogs, not only dogs.
Oh, you do cats too.
Yeah, I make nutrition for cats and dogs. But people here are not so interested about this kind of nutrition for cats. Mainly, I guess that mainly because cats, they get a bit addicted to kibble. So it's quite hard to change their habits.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. And I've heard that cats are kind of hard to switch over.
Yeah.
So would you say
Yeah.
like most of the people in Brazil feed kibble then still, just like here?
Yeah, just like I think in the whole world, right?
Yeah.
Because they consider it's more practical. They think it's balanced, so you don't have to be worried. You don't have to be concerned about how to prepare the food. Is it made in a balanced way? Is it a complete meal? You know, you don't have to put anything. So it's quite practical as well, because they just go to the store, buy the kibble, and store it there in their homes. Like they are like for months with the same meal.
Mm-hmm. So have you always fed your dogs or animals raw food?
Unfortunately not, because during my graduation I learned how to balance kibble. And
Really?
I use it. Yes. We don't learn about to balance real food.
What?
This fresh stuff. Yeah,
That's
because
so
it's
interesting.
something, because it's something quite new. And during my graduation, I graduated in 2006. So I started 2003, 2006. So during my graduation, I learned how to balance kibble, how to make this kibble a complete food, you know? And so when I graduated, I used to believe that was the best way to feed my dogs. And I was like choosing the perfect kibble, and I used to believe in it. Mm-hmm. But later, I started to study about this real food type. I call it real food because it's not always raw food. You can have it cooked food. But I started to study better about this real food and its benefits. And it made total sense to have this kind of food for my animals, for my dogs. So actually Pancake and my other dog, they were the first ones to receive this food. Pancake is 10 now. And I guess that I started to give this to her, it was 2013. Which was when I finished, when I was studying. I graduated in 2006. But as I told you, I was focused on another things. And I used to believe in kibbles. Then I started to study, and I started to give this real food to my animals.
I like that, though. It shows everybody that it's okay, like to start where you are and to not get overwhelmed and to slowly learn more so that you can do better. And I think that's basically what life's all about. You know, you can't be perfect right out the bat. You just have to keep working more and to get better.
I wish I had started before, you know.
Yeah.
My other dog, he was a puppy. So it was quite good for him. But Pancake, she was 4 or 5, I guess. Yeah.
And so you probably know with my account and my dogs, we're really big on preventing cancer here. And that's why we like to continue to feed fresh food, whether it's cooked or you add it to your kibble or you feed raw. So if you wanted to prevent a cancer, what would be your favorite thing to do for that?
Well, to prevent cancer, I think we have many things to consider, not only the way of feeding, you know? So I guess we have to think about all the environment. We live in a kind of artificial environment, and this is quite bad for dogs and also for cats, for our pets in general. Why is it bad? Because I consider that genes, they are like wires. So some of them are like bare wires, and it can, if you have something that it's quite bad, it can make like a short circuit. And so this is the cancer. Like, okay, let me make another comparison. I think this bare wire was too bad. But if you have gasoline, gasoline are the genes. Some are protected, some places are protected, and some are not. If you come with a flame, it can explode where it's not protected. So the part which is not protected, I consider as weak genes. So I think to prevent cancer, you have to change many things, not only one thing. To change the way you feed your dog or your cat, it's a very good start. But you have to change another things like the vaccination, the excess of insecticides, and the excess of artificial things like this sprays that we have, this smell sprays. How do you call it there?
Like the cleaners? Like
not the cleaners, but these ones which that you have in your house, that sometimes they spray something like cinnamon and apple.
Air fresheners.
Air fresheners.
Yeah, air fresheners.
Candles.
Exactly.
Yeah. We got there.
Yeah.
Air fresheners, candles.
I don't use them, so I don't even have them in my like awareness.
Yeah.
So I don't even. You did good trying to explain that to me. Cause,
somebody got they're like, "You're freshener."
oh, yeah, that's
Love.
Thanks, Jess.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we
Lakers
have to
got
change
all the
many
love.
things, you know. If you change if you change many things, like if you change the food, if you change a bit of the environment, the quality of the water that you're offering to your dog, so this is a very good point to keep your dog health and to prevent cancer as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really great. I love the no air freshener thing, is I only use essential oils here, and it's so much better. I mean, when you have all those air fresheners, it disrupts your endocrine system, and then your cells start to malfunction, and then you have cancer. You can get cancer.
Yeah, you have another natural way of making your house smelling better. Like you can get like orange and put this. Oh, I forgot the name. It's not cinnamon, but it's quite
clove?
similar.
Like clove.
No, yeah, cloves. Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. That's a great.
I was about to
search. I got you.
No, totally. Clove is awesome, and clove is super anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory, and really good things to have around the house. So if you're into essential oils,
it gives a wonderful smell in your house, and it's perfectly healthy. So I think you have many things that you have to change to prevent cancer. But because some people come to me and they are like, so if I change my dog's food, my dog won't have cancer, right? And I can't guarantee this. And even having all these measures to prevent cancer, we don't know. We don't know what can happen. Like my own dog had this cancer disease, and I had all these measurements to prevent it. So sometimes you can't guess what
you're best.
Well, because there's a genetic proponent as well, right? So
yes, but
sometimes we're just trying to minimize it, but
yes, we try to minimize. That's the word. We have to minimize, but we can't be sure that it won't happen.
Right. So on that note, do you have any stories about a time that you saved the dog with food?
Yes, I do have, and I separated here because I have many cases, so I have dogs with severe allergy, and I changed its life with food. I have obese dogs, and obese is not a healthy thing, as we know. But I separated this dog because she had many diseases, and it changed with food. Yeah. So her name is Miúcha. She was 10 years old when she came to me. It was a poodle.
Oh.
Okay. And
you have a doodle?
Yes, I have a doodle.
Has a doodle.
I have a golden doodle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, half poodle, half golden retriever. Yeah.
Oh, good.
She's like, don't worry, I rescued him. I promise.
Sorry.
I did not get him from a breeder, but yeah, I rescued him. She's like, I can see it.
Yeah. 2 years without allergies, thanks to Aline. Do you see that comment?
Where? Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Fernanda, yes. So, as I told you, I have many cases. And she owns Sushi and Jolie. They are both pugs.
And so Miúcha had...
so I was talking about Miúcha, right. So Miúcha was 10 years old, and during 4 years, she was fighting against Cushing disease, overweight, liver damage, difficult to breathe, high cholesterol, high triglycerides.
Triglycerides. Yeah. You did. That's great.
Good job.
It is not
oh,
easy
and
to
also
speak
she had
Portuguese and English. What was that last one?
Gastritis.
Oh
Gastritis.
yeah, gastritis. Yeah. Yep. You know.
You got it.
You're doing it.
You're
You're
awesome.
saying it better than I can, and I have English as my first language.
So in 2 months, she lost 2 kilos, and her triglycerides,
Glycerides. You got it.
Yeah.
that's a big word, which was 1,110, the level. It came to 123.
What?
From 1,100 to 123.
Yeah, it was 10 times less.
That's huge. That's great.
That's
Yes,
insane.
and the
So how did this happen?
the veterinarian was quite impressed, and she was, I couldn't believe. I guess this blood thinner was wrong, and she repeated it, and everything that this dog had, it was quite normal. The cholesterol, the triglycerides, the liver damage, the gastritis. So she was completely cured. And the owner told me that she became active and quite happy dog because she used it to sleep all the time because of all these diseases. And I even separated some pictures here, a before and after.
Wow.
Let me see if I can here. Okay.
Wow.
This is Miusha before. She was quite fat, you see?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Jesus Christ, just 1 second because yeah, I love when this thing
Live
happens.
TV.
Yeah.
Roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And I can't believe this page. Jesus.
Oh, technology. Oh, technology.
Well, we can imagine her too.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. Miusha.
Oh, good.
Come in. She's like, here we go.
It's because I was afraid that my battery was drained.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow, look at the change. She looks so happy.
Yes. Yes.
I love that you pointed out like her personality and her mood, because I think that's a big part.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers are one part, medical values like triglycerides, but the fact that the owner was reporting that she was happier and more energetic, I think
that's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Numbers are great, but the intangibles are.
So this is the first thing that we see that changes in dogs which eat real food. They become so much happier and so much more like sometimes the dog like this one, she used it only to sleep all the time, and suddenly she became hectic again.
Wow.
So she was playing, and she was like, as the owner normally says, she's asking me to go out, and that's something that she wasn't doing anymore. And so it normalized many things, and she became so probably we gave to her some another extra years of life.
Wow, that's super rewarding. That must feel great for you.
Yeah, it's a great feeling when we get this. And I received many comments from people like Fernanda and other people, they normally say, oh, thanks to you, my dog is much better. But it's not thanks to me. It's like, it's because of the food. I had only a little participation, but the food was the magic stuff.
Wow.
The magic, I like that.
Oh, we need to get t-shirts, guys, that say food is the magic stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love t-shirts with words on them. Although Instagram, please turn your camera around so text shows up as text and not a jumbly mess.
I know.
Anyway, that's just my little rant for today. I
was reading, sorry.
Cards and stuff, but you can't read them because they're backwards.
I know.
Pain in the butt.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's
Where-
because it's translating.
Did you really?
Yes.
Like, if I show you this,
Yeah, I can't
nobody
see
can
it.
read.
Nope, you can't. Well, is it in Portuguese? Because then I really can't read it.
You see, every time, Fernanda says that every time she walks with her pugs, people comment, oh, wow, pugs are usually fat and yours are so fit.
Yes!
I love that.
Dogs are
Awesome.
Normally, I say that I'm making this bikini operation.
Bikini operation. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because
Can
the
you
dogs
please
can
put
wear
bikinis on your pugs? And
Yeah, because before they were wearing bodysuits, so to hide the fat. Now they wear these bikinis.
now they can wear the bikinis. Oh, that is amazing. Amazing. So I have one last question for you.
Right?
When a human wants to start changing their dog's diet, what's, in your experience, the biggest thing the human has to overcome in order to learn how to change?
Well, human has to stop to put their own expectations of living in their dogs. Like, what do I mean with this? You must feed your animals as they have to be fed, not as you expected to make, because people are like, oh, kibbles are much easier. So if it's easier for me, I will make my dog to eat this. But in their physiology, they should eat another kind of food.
Right. Like they're
biologically
appropriate.
species.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the new tagline.
Biological appropriated species. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's because actually it's a French sentence, and I'm trying to translate to Portuguese and to English.
Oh my goodness, that's so hard. I can't believe you're being able to do this. This is so cool.
So, but but it's a quite good sentence. I'll write this later. But
Write
it's
it
like
down and I'll put it in my
you
stories.
can put your own expectations on your dog. You must respect them and their physiology.
Because
So
they are
when you feed with kibble, you're not respecting your dog, because kibbles, they are high in carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
And carbohydrates
and how many
are not in their diet, wouldn't be in their diet if they were wild,
Right.
The dogs have 99.6%, they share 99.6% of the DNA of a wolf. So wolves are carnivores.
He's a wolf. I tell him that every day.
Yeah. Yeah, normally I remind people that even it's a puppy which is on your couch, which is on your bed, which is like playing with you, he or she, they are little wolves. You have to remember this. So a wolf would never eat so much carbohydrate in the wild, So why should I feed my dogs with something which is high in carbohydrates? Because sometimes you have to consider, because sometimes some people are like, no, but I got this package of kibble and it's rich in something like 30% of protein. But it doesn't mean that it's all animal protein. You have to think that some food, some ingredients, they are also considered as protein, but vegetable proteins like corn, like soy, rice. So you have proteins in all these stuffs, and it's carbohydrates. So when you make in another day, I got some pack of kibbles, and I was calculating for each 200 grams of kibble, we had like 3 grams of real meat.
What?
Yeah,
That's
so, and it was something like 30% of protein.
in the bag. There was 30% in the bag, and only
Yes.
3% of that was from animal meat.
3 grams
Oh, 3 grams.
and 200 grams. So per kilo, it would be 15 grams
Wow.
per kilo.
So that's all from
But
peas
people
and
think, okay, I'm buying a bag of 1 kilo of kibble, and it's reaching 30% of protein. So it means that 300 grams are meat, but it's not.
wow.
Only 15 grams are meat.
And so to clarify that, why is the protein different when it comes from a vegetable or animal?
Animals, they can digest so well this kind of vegetable. What?
John's here, and the dogs don't.
Okay.
No offense.
Bye.
Anyway, so why no?
So because they can digest properly the vegetable protein. They digest much better the animal protein because it's about their physiology.
So they don't really
You know,
absorb
as we were talking previously, like they have 99.6% of the DNA of a wolf. So they are carnivores. They are not omnivores, as people want to think that they are omnivores, but they are not.
I see that a
If
lot.
you look at their teeth, if you look at the way that they chew, because we have this movement to chew.
Yeah. Grind.
No, yeah, we have the movement like this, so we can chew the food, but dogs cannot. They
tear it.
Yes,
they tear it.
Yes. So it's like it's totally different. They are not omnivores. This movement is just to make the pieces smaller and swallow it.
Scoop, right? They scoop it up and tear it off.
Yes, and they swallow.
Yeah, they don't really chew. And
No,
that's something I learned not to, it was pretty recently, I think, when I was doing the show with Dallas, I learned that it makes complete sense, that dogs can't grind. And if they were to eat vegetables, like most vegetable eating animals have flat teeth, and they can grind the vegetables up to release all of the cell walls.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pigs have this flat teeth.
They do, don't they? My dogs are
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, they are cute. But Pancake loves them too.
Aw, I love Pancake. Little pancetta.
Yeah, but she loves to eat them.
Oh,
She loves to eat the pigs. I mean,
I don't think we've ever had pork here with our dogs. We pretty much stick to beef, but I wonder.
do you have a lot of pre-made raw food out there? Like, are there a lot of raw food?
No, that's an interesting question because we don't have raw food here. Actually, I guess that there is only one factory or maybe two in Brazil which prepares this kind of raw food. Because here in Brazil, they have a kind of prejudice with raw, so they rather having this cooked food.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know?
That's still fresh, which is
Because it's still normally I say that raw food is has a grade A plus, and the cooked one has grade A.
That's a good way to put it.
It's a kind of classification that I make this kind of joke with people. So because normally they ask me which one is better. For me, it's better the raw one because it's the most complete. It's the most appropriated to their physiology. But I know that some people, they feel like bothered about feeding raw to their animals because they prefer to give some food which is quite similar to what they are eating. You know, so
dinner.
they don't eat raw meat, for instance. You know, yeah, carpaccio is raw, but but it's not about this. But it's like you have right here in Brazil, for example, the typical meal here is rice, beans, and a beef and salad. So if I say to this person, oh, you're gonna give them chicken eggs and meat, everything is raw, they're gonna like use. Why?
Familiar.
Can I give them just a bit of meat, a bit of carbohydrate, rice maybe, and a bit of organs, and the salad would be the vegetables. So they feel more comfortable in offering this kind of food. And when we think about these companies, the most part of them, like 99.9, they're preparing this. Hi, John. Join us.
That was a big party.
This is a record for how many people can be on an Instagram live at one time in one phone. Yes.
So, as I was saying, 99.9% of these companies which prepare this fresh type food, they are preparing these cooked ones.
Okay, well that's still pretty good though.
Better than kibble.
Yeah, so I think people feel more comfortable about offering this instead of raw.
Yeah,
and you know, I'm never upset or mad when a client comes to me and asks me, "Oh, can I offer cooked food?" If I'm not mistaken, the girl which was here, Fernanda, I think their dog's food are the cooked one. But I don't feel mad because I understand people when sometimes here in Brazil is not in big cities like Rio. I live in Rio, so it's not so easy to find like chicken necks or turkey necks or sardines, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not easy.
The canned ones, yes.
So for So for anybody that's still left in the room right now, we're taking questions. If you're also in the United States, I have a snack to give away to one person. So if you're here, stick around, ask some questions. I've got 2 questions that you guys submitted earlier, so we'll go through those. And then if you have any more questions, just type them into the comments. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess I speak. I guess I speak too much, and maybe I'm having trouble for translating what I study in Portuguese, and that's why people left.
No, they'll come back and watch it later.
They were bored, like, what?
No, trust me, they're not, because I'm really involved. So I am like, this is so interesting. I want you to talk all night long.
I know. I'm into it. Trust me.
Yeah, this is great. So one question from one of your followers asked, what's the biggest difficulty you find in natural food?
What's the
biggest difficulty? I think we kind of answered it earlier with the person, the human's emotions.
Overcoming, your personal.
Oh, yes. Yeah, what we should get over, right?
And her other question was, did you ever have a case where an animal preferred industrialized feed rather than natural food?
It never happened to me. I've heard from some people, but I don't know what they were doing actually. And what normally, the piece of advice that I give to my clients when they come for an appointment with me is that, okay, your dogs will become zombies. They will think about food all the time because it is so pleasant for them and it's so tasty. they feel so good with this food that they are like expecting the feeding time, like they expect to go out, for example. My dog is like this. Pancake is totally like this. She's a little zombie that she's waiting for her meal all the time.
And she eats pretty
and
well.
when you change their foods, so it's so amazing. Some people come to me like, oh, my dog doesn't want to eat anymore, and I'm having trouble with this. So when it changes the meals, it's something amazing, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see, you have a live version of a review every.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for?
A testimonial.
Testimonial. Thank you. See, you should just be here all the time.
I wish.
Yeah.
I see that vision right there. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Or that one. I don't know where
Oh my
So
goodness.
Jack Bauer dog also likes his food.
Oh, is that one of your clients too?
Yeah, he is.
Nice. So, hey, are you taking clients? Do you have room for more, or how are you doing that? You do clients outside of Brazil, right?
Yes, I do. I do have clients outside of Brazil because as I make only the nutrition assistance, I prepare like their meals, I balance it, and I send to these people. So I have clients overseas, like in Belgium, in Russia, in Portugal.
Wow.
Maybe somewhere in Asia. I can't remember now where.
Wow.
And they are all worried about their dogs. They are people which are researching a lot, and they are like convinced that feeding fresh type food is the best thing to have their dogs for a longer time with them. They really love their animals, so they want to keep their animals beside them for the longest possible. Yes.
Right.
So they contact me. Sometimes they don't find professionals in their countries. Most part of them are Brazilians actually, but they are like, oh, I trust on you because I read your website, because I saw the testimonials, and they're convinced that they must
people
change.
contact you and ask for your help?
They contact me. We schedule an appointment. So I talk for about 1 hour and a half, because I need to know about everything about this dog. So I take some blood panels as well, since I have to analyze what I can I have to check if I can go further with protein or not, or what kind of protein, how much fat should I use, what's the condition of the liver, what's kidneys condition, and I have to check in blood panels all these things, and then I prescribe their meals. So I normally send 8 kinds of meals, and I say to people, rotate between these meals. So if they have these meals for each meal that I send for 1 week, they have 8 weeks covered. So it's like a multi-diet, and the multi-diet is the perfect one, because this week, for example, you have 30% of fat. On the second week, you have 40. On the third week, you have 15 maybe. So this is the balance. It's like if the animal was in the wild, because sometimes they were hunting and they were not finding the same animal.
Right. Exactly.
And sometimes they were not eating at all.
So we have one question before we have to wrap up. How do you feel about eggs and yogurt?
Well, eggs are the second most complete food you have in Earth.
What's first?
Milk breast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the answer starts making a breast milk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, breast milk. I said it.
Don't give them ideas.
I know, don't tell them. We'll make it a business.
Oh man.
Eggs are very complete, and I feel like people which want to make some little change in their dogs' lives, I want to decrease a bit of kibble and add something. You can add one egg, for example. This is very good.
She's got a baby. So yeah, that's
What?
so there's people commenting. There's one of my other very good friends has a baby. So she says she's got us with the breast milk. Yes.
Right there.
Let me see. I think we got one more question. Do you ever have issues gaining people's trust after they've gone to a conventional vet? I think you were just telling me this today.
Yes, because veterinarians sometimes they are quite disappointed with these things, you know. They are upset with this kind of feeding because what they learned at their graduation was that kibble was the correct thing, because all the kibble factories, they're going to college and they are sponsoring events and everything. So what they learn is that kibble is the best and the most balanced thing. So I already had problems with people which went to the veterinarian, and veterinarian said, no, you're doing wrong because this girl is crazy. What she's saying is crazy, is totally bullshit, you know. And
Tell 'em.
That's right.
Yes.
You tell us.
And when sometimes they are like, oh my gosh, whom should I believe? And they come back to me and they're like, oh, the veterinarian said that you're wrong. And I say, okay, what did he study about nutrition?
Yeah. 3 hours.
Right. Not much. That is for sure.
Yeah. So yes, I already have had problems, but none of my patients, I think they came back to kibbles, to the conventional food. And maybe some of them, but it was because of a matter of money. Maybe they were like, okay, I don't have money to keep this kind of food for my dog, so I have to come back to this kibble thing. And some people sometimes they are complaining about time, like I in fact, I agree. This should be my dog's meal, but I don't have time. And what I tell them is that if they take like 4 hours per month, they can prepare like 30 days of these meals and they can freeze it. You know, so it's not. I sometimes I compare, because here we have the second worst traffic in the world. I don't know if you know, but Rio has the second. Yeah. So the traffic here is crazy. So it's like we lose a lot of time at the traffic. So if I go to the movies, I'll take like 4 hours. And so normally I make this comparison, like not 4 hours to arrive at the movies, but considering the movie like 2 hours. Sometimes right. you spend like half an hour to arrive at the mall and another half an hour to find the perfect parking space.
I thought LA was bad, but I guess, you got it worse than we do.
So later you go to eat something, so it's like 4 hours of your life, right? For a movie. And I normally say you could take these 4 hours and dedicate to your dog's lives, because the time you spend at the kitchen, you won't spend at the veterinarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like how you say that.
That is awesome.
The kitchen, you won't spend the vet.
Another t-shirt idea. Awesome. Okay, so we gotta wrap.
We have two, right?
If you guys want to follow Aline, follow her account, hit her up with if you want to make an appointment. follow Dude It's Finn, my guest host today.
Surprise!
And I have a
Did you tell her that I asked her if she was a serial killer?
Yes,
she did.
yes, I did. I
She
said
was
no,
like,
she had no guns. So.
I'm
What?
safe.
Who is she? Are you sure? Isn't she a serial killer? And she was, yes, I'm sure. And I was like, did you check if she has gun? She has a gun?
I am the queen
What?
of meeting people
Did
on
you-
Instagram in real life.
Did she sing Nirvana? Did
No,
you tell her?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or maybe Aerosmith is Rachel's got a gun.
Oh God! Don't start that.
She does not.
No,
There are no guns here.
none.
But yeah, I have one giveaway of cracky snacks. They offered to give away, and so I'm going to give it to Diana Lee for asking so many awesome questions and always being so involved in all of my lives and learning the best for her dog Sunny. So congratulations to you there.
Congrats.
So have a great night, everybody. We're gonna wrap it up. Go follow Dude It's Finn. Follow Cow Integral on Instagram, and we will.
I
see
like
you.
Cow Integral.
Cow Integral. I can speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace out. We'll see you next time. Oh, Aline.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Aline,
Yeah.
wait. If it lets you download the video, can you download it on your end?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Can you do it for me? It doesn't let me download.
And I'll,
so
keep,
I
and I'll
need
keep it in my stories.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just hit download if you can, if it lets you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, I will.
Bye. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Love you.
Bye,
Bye.
Rachel. Nice to meet you.
you.